I'm here. Okay, we up and running. Let me make sure my mic. Okay. All right. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I just wanted to come chit chat with y'all. I got a little drive. So let me put my ear on because it's hot. I didn't bring no water or nothing. Okay, it's cool. I gotta stop at the gas station anyway, so it's cool. But I wanted to come and talk to y'all. I know I do the reviews, but this is just going to be a switcheroo a little bit. This is going to be a story time. Yes, story time. About my life. The life of Kalia. Hopefully you can get a little bit better insight to me. And there are going to be parts to this story time. So I'm sure I'm not going to be able to do this all in one sitting and explain my story in one video, but hopefully this is the start to something new. You know, we coming up on traffic, so I don't got number time, okay? Number time. Excuse my looks. I will be back in full effect, hopefully soon, but I'm hustling right now, so bear with me, y'all. Y'all gotta like, subscribe, and comment for me to be just get back on it. Hair, lashes, nails, baby, get back on it. Makeup and all that, okay? So, if you made it even this far, which we just 1 minute in, please, thank you for watching. Thank you for clicking. Like, subscribe, and comment. If you can relate to me, if you understand me, if you just like the video, simply like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know you stopped by. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk. So this is a story time about my journey coming into being not only an entrepreneur, but also navigating a new transitional period for myself, if I must say. So just to give you a little background, I graduated from Georgia Southern University in 2020, and I graduated in 2020, came back home. I was working retail. I've been working retail since I've been in high school. So in high school, I worked at Macy's. Then in college, I got a job at college being like an administrative assistant type of thing. I worked at the office of the registrar. But then while I was in college, I managed to come back home for the summer and do things at this retail store called Talbot's. That's probably the only name I'm going to name because I don't think I can name the other names. But I don't even think I could possibly have named that name, but I did. But whatever. So saying all that, since I was in retail, college retail, all I knew was retail. I love retail. I thought I did. So we got out of school at an unexpected time, and in 2020 I didn't have a graduation. It was like virtual. So during that time, I ended up getting a job at high end. I'm just not gonna say. I gotta get in the habit of not saying the actual name. So I got a job. I was fortunate enough to get a seasonal job at a high end jewelry store. Got the job at the high end jewelry store, and I dealt with a lot of challenges at this high end. This is me getting into the more high end sector of retail. So I really learned a lot of lessons at this job, and that was my job out of college. I didn't use my degree. I went into luxury retail, and this was a high-end retail store. Saying all that to say, got into retail, high-end retail. It challenged me a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I still wasn't at the point that I am now. God is still working on me. Thank you, Jesus. But I I still wasn't the girl I am now, and I have way more to go. But I learned a lot, and that was me coming into the retail. I will develop more and more as I get into more and more of these story times, how my experience was at this first high-end retail store. But that's for another video. This is about my transition period. So I'm saying all that to say, I end up leaving. I spent 2 years there, and it became very toxic for me. And I end up going to a next very well-known luxury retail store in Atlanta. Most people, when they heard me work, mostly young people, or, you know, when they heard me work for this certain retailer, they thought it was like a dream job to some young-minded people. So I'm just trying to give you some backstory of the next job that I went to after the first high-end retail job I had out of college. So now jewelry is my thing. Now I think I love jewelry. Now I'm passionate about selling jewelry. Now jewelry is my thing, period. Nobody could not tell me anything different. I was starting a career in selling high-end jewelry, period. I done seen some of the most top of the line celebrities. I done shook hands, I done sold to, you name it, I've seen them. It's probably like a small group of people that I haven't seen, but I've seen a lot of people working in Atlanta, being from Atlanta, and working in the high resale industry in Atlanta. So that job was toxic too. that job was even more toxic than the first one. Transition from there after a year, making sure I didn't like it, and it was a very, very deep transition for me. And I transitioned to another high-end retail jewelry store in Atlanta that was very uncomfortable for me, but I pushed myself to the limits to go, and I transitioned. So this is the third transition in this retail luxury jewelry selling business that I felt like was going to start a career for me, and I felt like I was passionate about, and I felt like what I wanted to do with my life. So it was another transition. This is from the second to the third. That was in transition or whatever. I was uncomfortable. I did not think this was a good decision in the beginning, but I wanted to get out of that second situation so bad. I didn't run for it because I did take a lot of thought before I moved to that transition to the next store. But I did it. It was scary, but I did it. I did it. And I will get into the lessons that I learned in each job on other videos, but I really want to focus on my transitional period and how it affected me after I got fired from this job at the third store. I worked at the third store for 6 months, y'all. 6 months. And anybody that know me know I am so good at what I do. I am a workaholic. My work ethic is, I've never, out of all those 3 jobs, I never second guessed my work ethic. I never second guessed if I worked hard enough. I know I did. I gave it 110%, and I know I did. From what they told me and from what I tell myself, I know I gave every one of those jobs just because that's who I am. I can't do nothing but work hard, you know? So, I'm saying all that to say, I am in a period now after being fired, and I got fired in January, and it's now June, and I'm talking about this now. I had to sit in it, and it wasn't the beginning, it was January 29th, so it's like, even though that doesn't really matter, it was January 29th, So I really had to sit in it. I was already doing YouTube before I got fired. I did YouTube after, but it was a difference. It was a difference. It was a difference. I want to be a full-time YouTuber, content creator. And I am in a transitional period after being fired, y'all. Being fired built up so many emotions in my life. Like, it taught me so much. Going to that third job every day, y'all, it was a battlefield for me. It was uncomfortable, and trust me, it's going to be juicy. It's going to be juicy when I talk about the ins and outs of my experience at that third job. But right now we're talking about my transitional period. And then we'll go back as we go on. But this is just part one. Trust me, I got many stories, so this is just part one. So, so after being fired, I got fired. And this was the first time I got fired, and I was distraught. Like, I just didn't understand it. I felt betrayed. Mind you, I didn't do anything to get fired. Me and the store manager did not get along. I was the only person of color at this job. So I dealt, and they also, we didn't share the same religion either. So that should be right there, should tell you the battles that I had to face at this job. But it really truly broke me down. It didn't break me down. Let me take that back. It did not break me down when I got fired. But it truly opened my eyes to a lot, and it changed me as a person. It did. For the better. For the better. For the better. And I'm just in this transitional period right now. I've been an entrepreneur. Am I saying it right? I hope I am. I've been an entrepreneur since. And I every day is something new. Every day is an experience. Every day is just filled with passion, drive, and just so much more. But I just really want to focus on in this video getting fired and how that makes you feel and how you live after it, and knowing that it's just a stepping stone to something greater. And I just want to talk to the people just about getting fired and my experience. Like, if you come across this video and you found yourself in the same predicament, thinking you were passionate about something, you were all for something, you were all into something, and you end up just getting fired, I want to tell you, if you don't pick up, whatever you have inside of you, and keep that shit moving, because it's something greater. And I haven't even got to that point that I feel like, okay, this is it. I'm still fine. It is truly a transitional period for me in my life right now. And day by day, it has its ups and downs. Like, trust me, day in, day out, sometimes I feel like everything, all hell is breaking loose. And then the other time I feel like this is what was meant for me. So a part of that too, and I literally thank my boyfriend so much, because a part of that too is my boyfriend's support during the time that I was going through this situation where I got fired. His support was like undenying. It was truly undenying. truly, undenying support in my life. Very supportive man. And yeah, yeah. And if you're going through the same thing and you got fired, hopefully, I pray that you will have someone that is just as supportive. And it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, a mother, a father, a sister, brother, cousin, friend. You know, I don't have a lot of friends, unfortunately. So it was a lot. It was a lot on me and him. Like, I was in disbelief. I just didn't understand what the freak was going on. Like, I was like, are y'all serious? Like, and it was an unexpected fire, y'all. It was no like I did something and it took this. It was like taking like several chances. I'm not really trying to be cocky, y'all. Like, I'm not trying to be cocky. I just know this about myself. I am a hard worker. I am a great worker. At this job, within this 6 months, I made an impact. Period. And you could never tell me anything differently. The clients loved me. I got gift cards. I came home crying about clients in a good and bad way, but I just gave it my all. I worked on my off days. Like, I got reviews like crazy. Like, the store manager didn't like that this black girl here was doing that. He didn't like that. He was a racist asshole. And during this, really not at the second job because they kind of catered to people of color a little bit more. But between the first job and the first job still wasn't as bad as the third job. The third job, every single day, y'all, I came in that job uncomfortable. Just imagine working somewhere and you gotta walk on eggshells. You gotta bite your tongue, like. And I remember a friend of mine that I used to work with at the first job that I brought on to the second job, and we parted ways when she went to another job and I did the third job, whatever. But I ended up telling her about it, and she was just like, do it. Like, she was pushing me to go to the third job, which I think the third job that fired me, everything happened for a reason. And I feel like I just learned so many valuable lessons there. Everything, I needed that. Even though I hate the way it ended up, but I needed those 6 months there. I needed those 6 months there in order to get me here and know how I'm about to navigate things. I need everything. Literally happened for a reason. Literally, you're fired just like me, man. Period. It happened for a reason. It's gonna make and it's not even there yet. But I just know at this point it's coming, and it's gonna make so much sense in the long run of why I had to endure that, and why that had to happen to me. I just truly feel that way. But yes, the environment, it was just I I could try to direct a movie, like, from the shit that I had to deal with, the racist comments, like. And it was bad, like, y'all. I would try to elaborate a little bit more, but it was truly bad. But I fought every day. Not just for myself, but for the next black girl that walked through them doors. I fought for the next girl that looked like me, that get these looks, that get these racist comments, that get treated less than the next girl that just because she's white, she's more advanced than me. At this particular job, y'all, I am a salesperson. So I'm just giving y'all a little snippet. Like, it was so much every day in them 6 months. I'm a salesperson. Tell me why they didn't know if this young black girl was gonna fit. So for the first 90 days, I didn't get no commission. I just got base pay. And they didn't let up off those 90 days for shit. I did them whole 90 days. And I did my job to the T still because I knew it was just going to pay off for me. I just knew it. I did them whole 90 days just get base pay, no commission. Do y'all know they hired it? Before that, they didn't even require that of nobody else. They didn't even really require that of nobody else. I think it was one other girl that came before me, which was a white girl. But she didn't even do a full 90 days. They had to make sure. So I endured that, and the shit that I had to endure and bite my tongue and not say shit for them 90 days just to get over that hump and just start getting that commission. Y'all wouldn't even believe it. And a white girl came in after me, and they tried to set her up with the little 90 days, and she was okay with it, but she didn't really like it, of course. Within a month, that girl was on the floor making commission. Within a month, this girl didn't have none of my background. This girl, hold on, y'all, let me get over it. But this girl didn't have none of my background. She never worked in jewelry before. She didn't have to apply. The boss, he worked at a golf course. He played golf at a golf course, and he walked up to her and said, "When you gonna work for me?" And she started working there. She didn't, but that just gives you a little insight of what I had to go through. It was bad, y'all. Like, from the first job in the luxury retail industry, I experienced racism, but not like the third one. Not like, it was blatant in my face. Blatant. And I just wish, I heard a YouTuber say, I just wish white people would be a little bit more blunt about them being racist from the jump. Like, we clearly see it, like, but just be real. Like, I don't like black people, and that's that. Don't hire me to diversify your staff and make it seem like you like me when you don't. Let me know what it is from the jump. And I wish they were more like that. And I'm not going to say that's all white people, but that's most of them. And literally after the third job, I truly grew a disdain for white people. I'm so sorry. And I hate to say that on here because it's some genuine, and I know it is. And I feel like this is just a trauma that I'm going to have to work through to get back to that place. But I can't. I wouldn't even put myself back in that position again to feel that uncomfortability ever again. Ever again, baby. Ever again. So, I'm on this path right now. And it's not easy, y'all. It's truly a transition. It's truly not easy. It's truly a battle. But it's beautiful. It's peaceful. It is a lot of knowing myself, a lot of talking to myself, a lot of, like, being an entrepreneur. I hope I'm saying this right, y'all, because I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but being an entrepreneur, I think it's the hardest job. It's the hardest job I ever had because it's all dependent on you, baby. And I had to learn that real quick. It's all that hard work ethic. It's easy to have this work ethic when someone is telling you what to do. Okay, come in, do this. Okay, come in, make this quarter, blah, blah. Okay, come in, do this much in sales. Like, it's easy when somebody did the blueprint for you. But when you gotta make the blueprint and work and still give 110, and it's all on your back, you the marketing director, you the salesperson, you the director, you the CEO, you the president, you the social media manager. When you're all that in one, and it's all up on you. So if you wake up and sit in the bed all day, that's a day lost from your brand and what you is setting out to do. Like, every hour, every second, every minute counts. And At the beginning, it's been a struggle, baby. Ask my boyfriend, he will tell you. It's been a struggle, baby. But it is a painful and beautiful struggle at the same time. I really don't even know how to explain it, and that's just the best way I can elaborate it. It's a beautiful, painful struggle at the same time. So I just want to say, if anybody going through the same thing that I'm going through, and I hope I can relate to somebody, I hope it's just not me. Man, keep your head up, man. Man, it only go up from here, I'm telling you, man. It only go up from here. They ain't gonna look back one day. I'm telling you what I know, man, because I know it, because I feel it in my spirit, and I just, the Holy Spirit just speaks to me, and I just feel like one day they gonna look back. I'm telling y'all in this video, them people at that damn job that fired me. I'm telling y'all, it was bad. Like, it was a whole thing. Like, the store manager fired me, but I had to like reach out to my boss, and we had an email conversation after that, like, because that shit wasn't right. It wasn't right. So he was like, I know you. We loved you here, and I know you will do well. And he ended up telling me in the email, he was just like, I know I'm going to see you again, basically, and you're going to do well. Wherever you end up, I know, basically he said, wherever you end up, I know we'll see each other again, wherever you end up. And basically, like, some bullshit, like, I wish you nothing but the best. But I know he's going to see me again. I know my boss is going to see me. Not my boss. Fuck that. Sorry, y'all. I know that's not my boss. The only boss I have on this earth is God. Like, period. Like, that whole my boss shit, it was bad there. Like, boss hierarchy type shit, it was bad. And I done went through that with every job. And nobody's my boss but God. Like, I had to learn that, like, God is the ruler of my life. Like, and that's another reason that I kind of wanted to be an entrepreneur, because I want, like, every one of those jobs, just like the higher up in the management was so shitty. Like, people say being a good worker is hard to find, but it's truly a good leader is hard to find. A good leader is truly hard to find. And that is why I want to go into business for myself. That's why I want to be my own boss. And one day I can be someone else's boss, or I don't even want to say boss, the leader of my own team. And I want to make sure I give my team what I always wanted in a manager and a leader. And the one in charge, what I wanted from that, what I was seeking from that. Because every one of those 3 jobs, I never got a good manager, a good leader. It may look good on paper, but a good leader is hard to find, man. I'm serious, man. I am serious, y'all. A good leader is so hard to find. And I want to be that for my people. I do. And that is something I'm passionate about. That is truly something I'm passionate about. So, I don't know where I come from with that, y'all. I don't know where I went with that, but I know we will meet each other one day. And not meet each other, but I know we will see each other again. And the manager that fired me, oh, I know I'm gonna see him again, y'all. And I'm gonna stun on that ass, y'all. Y'all know that? Y'all think about this often, like, what I'm gonna do, because I know the position that I'm gonna be in. I know it. I can see it, man. You really can't tell me nothing different. You really can't tell me nothing different. I know what position I'm gonna be in. I know how I'm gonna look. I don't think God even gave me this visual in my head if it wasn't going to go into fruition. And when that day happened, I'm going to come back. And let y'all know how it go. Because I'm telling you, it's going to come. It's going to come, y'all. It's going to come, and then I'm going to see them motherfuckers again. And I hate to cuss like this on here, y'all, because I've been doing good. But it's going to be a day, y'all, and I'm going to be in their face. And it's going to be eye to eye with them motherfuckers. And it's going to be like, yeah. Because they really tried to break me down. I don't know if the boss did, but you couldn't have, to let that shit fly, it couldn't have went no other way. Y'all tried to break me down. Y'all felt like I didn't deserve to be there. Y'all felt like me being a black girl, I didn't fit. I didn't deserve to be there. And I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to show y'all. And it may take a little time, but not too much time. And you got to show the motherfuckers like, man, please. I'm going to see them one day, y'all. And it's gonna be a beautiful, and it's not to shit on nobody. I'm not working hard to shit on nobody. But it's gonna be beautiful. I'm just trying to outdo myself. But it's gonna be beautiful, and I just want to tell anybody that's going through the same thing to keep your head up, because man, you gonna have a moment like that too. And it's just, I know, because I know that moment coming from me. I'm a firm believer, if God ain't gonna let me see something that I can't have, he ain't gonna put me in proximity of something that he not gonna play on my emotions. He ain't done it this far, and that's just the type of relationship that I have with God. Like, I don't think God plays on my emotions. He shows me what I can have, and he allows me to make decisions in my life to lead me to that point to get, but he shows me. And I just truly feel that way, and I can just visually see, like, the people that try to bury you. I'm telling y'all, if you have experienced anything close to what I have experienced by being fired, it's gonna come out on the other side, y'all. It's gonna come out on the side. And for this just being like, I feel like this is just the worst time to do that to somebody. But it's all good, y'all. It's all good, okay? It's all good. Like, literally the day after I got fired, I got my new car. I was without a car for November. I got into my car accident in November, December, January, and I got my new car the day after I got fired. It was just, and they don't make no difference, but I feel happier. Am I making the same money? No, of course not. But the valuable lessons that I'm learning, you got to slow down in Atlanta, because if you break, they get pissed behind you when you break in Atlanta. Like, it just is weird, y'all. It's just weird. But saying all that to say, y'all, just keep your head up. It's gonna get better, bro. I'm telling you. I'm telling y'all, I'm a firm believer in this shit is gonna get better, y'all. They ain't did nothing but a chicken wing, period. They did nothing but turn this shit up a notch. Did I, like, miss my exit, y'all? Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all. So this is just part one. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna elaborate. I'm gonna start elaborating on each job and what it taught me, leading up to the point that I'm at now and me being fired. But y'all, just tap in with me. Like, subscribe, and comment this video. And I will come back for part 2. And let me know what else y'all want to hear. Like, any questions that y'all have about it. Like, I'm an open book. I just can't say which job it was, but I'm an open book. So let me make sure. I had to make sure. Y'all, I got to get off here with y'all, because I got to make sure I'm going the right way and all that. But tap in, like, subscribe, and comment. And then we'll be back with a part 2.